Hello, distinguished colleagues. This is Stuart Hamilton, the Pro-Life Activities Coordinator for the Archdiocese of Louisville, Kentucky, serving under Deacon Stephen Bowling. And this is 5 Minutes for Life, where we take 5 minutes to discuss one topic, one ministry, or one event that affects the pro-life movement here in the Archdiocese of Louisville. So the month of June, ladies and gentlemen, has many focuses in the church. For example, it's the month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. But starting on June 22nd, we are kicking off Religious Freedom Week. June 22nd is the feast day of Saints Thomas More and St. John Fisher, both of whom were martyred by their government for the practice of their religious convictions. And so the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops have deemed June 22nd through June 29th as Religious Freedom Week. And each day of that week has a different prayer focus and educational focus for our parishes. Now, I'm not going to go into that too much. I have links in the description below in this video, so check out that and also check out more on St. Thomas More and St. John Fisher. In this video, I want to talk about 7 new proposed regulations coming down from executive branches of government that directly negatively impact the practice of religious freedom. Okay, we're going to go through a few of these. But first, what is the appropriate role of government and religious freedom? What does the Catholic Church teach on that? Well, the Catholic Church teaching lines up roughly with what is stated in the First Amendment of the Constitution, which is every man has a natural law right to practice the religion freely and practice the religious convictions in public life. So the role of the government is to protect that right at all costs and to alleviate any suppression of that right. Now, that right also extends to faith-based organizations like churches or like hospitals or like mission-based groups like Catholic Charities. The government is supposed to protect the freedom of expression of religion in each of those groups as well as individuals. You may have heard of the separation of church and state. That was not conceived by our founding fathers to protect state from the influence of religion. It was chiefly about keeping the government from trying to suppress or influence the practice of religion. With that out of the way, unfortunately, there are 7 proposed regulations, like a cascade of regulations that are being proposed that affect religious freedom here in the United States. I'm getting this directly from the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops website, particularly their First Freedom podcast. Now, these regulations are proposed and they are coming from executive agencies like the Department of Education, the Department of Justice, the Department of Health and Human Services. I can't go through all of them in the time that I have here. Just know they are varied. They are wide-ranging, for example, touching on conscience clauses, like doctors who would say that because of their religious freedom, there are certain procedures that they cannot, that they can't in good conscience do, like abortion, for example. They can't perform that, or gender reassignment surgery. This proposed legislation would actually limit that argument so that the doctors may be forced to perform said procedures or be unemployed. Or, for example, because I'm in education, the Religious Liberty and Free Inquiry Rule, which suppresses faith-based student groups on college campuses. So what this regulation proposes, is that if you have a faith-based student group on U of L's campus, let's say the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, they have to have free and open elections that will allow anyone to take a leadership role. That could mean the Fellowship of Christian Athletes would be headed up by a president who is an atheist with radically different views that are morally opposed to Christian views on any number of subjects. If the Fellowship of Christian Athletes will limit who can actually go out for leadership positions, they will, under this proposed regulatory rule, not be able to assemble on college campuses. They'll have to move their student group off of the college campus. Now, you can imagine how this will affect campus ministry or any faith-based group, whether it's Jewish or Muslim or what have you. If you allow people of radically different moral dispositions and theological views to actually become leaders in your group, it's going to fundamentally change the nature of the group. And so this is obviously a violation of religious freedom. Okay? Now look, As I said, I'm out of time. So each of these 7 regulations impacts religious freedom in a negative way. Please look at the links that I have put in the description of this video. Research it thoroughly. That's all the time I have. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that like button. Share this video with others. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to know when new videos are available. You may notice my stubble. I am going out of town for a few days to catch some sunlight and to swim on a beach in Florida. I will be praying for you while I am gone. Please pray for me. And remember, every life is worth fighting for because every life has dignity in the eyes of God. We'll see you here next week. God bless.